Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting edition of Ramblin. Heading to work on a Monday night after the calamity that has befallen us today. We all know what I'm talking about, so let's not discuss it any further. I'm planning on keeping my head down the next 4 years. I got some chocolate in my hand I'm about to eat, so bear with me. This is super dark chocolate from Trader Joe's. I feel like I'm gonna eat it. Anyway, it's a Monday night because I had yesterday off for the holiday. It is freezing here. And one day, they say snow's imminent. Next day, no snow is imminent. Back and forth. Anyway, I had a 3-day weekend. And I'm working 3 days this week, and then I have another 3-day weekend. Excellent. Turned out to be a really, really good weekend. Okay, last bite. Oh, this is really dark chocolate. Supposed to be a hint of vanilla in it, but I don't taste it. I'm gonna be fucking wired if I eat all this chocolate and all the tea I had before I left the house. Anyway, I don't know how I'm gonna avoid the barrage, the landslide of horrible news that's gonna come out over the next couple of weeks, months, years, but I'm gonna try. I might start just focusing on French and German language news sites. That way, I'll only understand a little bit of what's going on. I was trying to. I have a top. I actually have a topic for a change for tonight. When I was a kid, there was a recurring taunt that the other kids would lob my way, or anyone's way, really. And if they didn't like the way you were behaving, they would say, "You're spoiled." And I've run into this a couple of times in adult life as well. And the thing is, these kids, I'm talking about like 6, 7, 8 years old, right? 9 years old. And I got a dose of that when I was 16, 17 too. But it was always these ignorant redneck kids that would say it. The black kids would never say this. Never accuse you of being spoiled. And you know they got it from their parents. And it must have been a big thing with these kids' parents that they not spoil their children. We haven't spoiled you. We're not going to spoil you. And the idea is that, well, if we indulge you, we're going to spoil you. If we don't make you work for your clothes or toys or whatever, then you'll be spoiled and you'll expect things in life unnecessarily. I think a fox just ran across the road or something. We do have coyotes occasionally out here, and when you look back on it, when some kid would accuse me of being spoiled, I didn't feel I was spoiled. I would think, am I? I don't feel spoiled. My parents spanked the shit out of me. We never spanked our kids, ever. And they turned out just fine. we had an incident. The last time I was ever accused of being spoiled, there was across the street from our school. I was 17, must have been 17, yeah, and 16, 17. I was a dog out in this freezing cold weather. Anyway, there was a convenience store right across the street from our school, and after school, before football practice, there was an ongoing thing where a bunch of us would drive across the street really, really fast to grab, soda pop and some chips or something, and then go back to do football practice. And there was this kid whose parents owned a liquor store, and they had I think they had a gas station too at the liquor store. He worked every day after school pumping gas, and they paid him to do this, right? And he saved up money from all that, and he bought this, I think it was a CRX. Anyway, and I was riding in the back. It was a bunch of us piled into one guy's car, and he wasn't on the football team, so I don't know what he was doing over there. But anyway, pulled in right beside him. I was sitting in the back seat. I threw the door open, and the door hit his car and made a little ding in it or something. I can't remember exactly. It was very minor. He threw a fit. And in the midst of his throwing a fit, he called me, "You don't care because you're spoiled rotten." My first car, this was 1987, 86, 87. My first car was a no-frills 1978 Toyota Corolla that my dad had driven, and he gave it to me to drive. And no air conditioning, factory AM/FM radio, manual transmission, manual brakes, manual steering, everything manual, roll up and down windows. Spoiled rotten. What does that even mean? It was just something that was programmed into them to say. When they felt you had stepped out of bounds, you're spoiled. And when I think back on it, it really is stupid. But it's something that they were programmed to say by their parents. And I think that in many ways that plays into the conservative mentality. We can't have a social safety net. We can't have taxpayer-funded aid to the poor because it will spoil them. If they get something for so-called free, fuck you, Milton Friedman, then they won't appreciate it. Well, if you're starving and somebody gives you a bowl of soup, you're going to appreciate it, okay? It's just, it sticks in my craw to this day. I had kids accuse me of being spoiled, and it wasn't just me, but that's where it stung the most, is when it was that taunt was directed at me. Anyway, that kid whose car I dinged, he is now a big executive because he wormed his way into the good graces of the rich and powerful through making connections at Liberty University, and now he's a big shot somewhere. I really don't know exactly what the deal is. I'm sure that if he ever hears this, he will respond most vociferously. You're still spoiled. I'm living hand to mouth, but oh God, I'm spoiled. Anyway, like I said, I had a really, really good weekend. I'm so glad I had 3 days off. I really needed it. I ate like a pig, though. I usually weigh myself on the big industrial scale here at work, my first day back every week. There's no telling. I think I gained basically 4 pounds last weekend, so God knows how bad I'll be this weekend. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about the change of administration. I don't. It's like somebody telling you that you've got incurable cancer. There's nothing you can do about it. All you can do is just plow forward. Live your life the way you want to live it. And the e.jong quote, I don't have it with me exactly, but I'll read it. I'll try to remember to have it with me next week and read it. But e.jong has a quote about if you do your art for the sake of loving to do your art, and not for money, and not for recompense, you will become the envy of everyone, including the rich and powerful, because it will baffle them that you're not doing it to make money. And with the rise of AI, and with the rise of AI stealing your work, you can either give up or continue to do the work. And I do the work for the love of doing it. I've gotten no remuneration from my work over the years, essentially. And yet I continue to do it. So, and that's going to continue. I'm going to continue to do my painting, writing, drawing, music, my photography, everything. And I'll continue to post it online until that becomes yet another brick wall. The day is coming when I'm going to see something online that was clearly stolen from me. When the computer program will make a copyright claim against something that I did. That's coming. We're all going to become digital slaves. The shackles are already on. They just haven't quite welded them into place yet. Anyway, I think that's about it, folks. I got to get out and unlock this gate in a second. Christ. I'm going to freeze tonight. Alright. So long from Antarctica. Bye-bye.